Long before mankind ever walked the earth, there existed a world full of vegetation and wildlife that flourished in perfect harmony. According to the Native American tribe, the Anishinaabe, the first man to witness this beauty was the spirit Nanabojo. As accounted by the Potawatomi botanist and author Robin Wall Kimmerer, the creator of the world gave Nanabojo special instructions to help him and the rest of mankind become native to the earth. These instructions encouraged him not to control or change the world, but to allow himself to learn from it and adapt to it. Nanabojo soon realized that the world would take care of him as long as he promised to protect it. It is legends like this one that foster the traditional Native American way of life, which focuses on maintaining a sacred and respectful relationship with the environment. It calls them and the rest of humanity to stewardship of the earth, meaning we have a responsibility to care for creation and all that it gives to us. Native American traditional beliefs concerning the environment are a testament to the connection humans have always instinctually had to nature. One way we can observe this desire more clearly in ourselves is by looking back on the untainted, curious, and free mindsets we had as children.
One of the fond memories that I had of nature as a child was a trip to Grand Canyons with my mother. It was really nice because we got to see all the stars without light pollution. It was a really great opportunity to just get out of the city and sort of see what nature is outside of your city parks and even some of the other national state parks. So it was a great experience.
As a little girl, I've always lived in the city, and so one of my fondest memories is just hiking and being open with nature and just being able to appreciate all the creatures of the world and just getting a different perspective from life.
One of my favorite memories of nature when I was a child was when me and my 4th grade class went to the Everglades, which is a national park of wetlands in Florida, and we got the chance to observe all these different animals in their habitat, like alligators and different kinds of birds, and we got to walk through the marshes, and it was just like this really inspiring experience that really helped me connect with nature. Something that was difficult for me because I grew up in Miami, but it was definitely like one of the highlights of my childhood.
So I grew up around the woods as a child, so I ended up going on a lot of bike rides through forests and forest paths with my dad, and I think it really helped us to bond, but also to become a lot more familiar with the environment and get comfortable with nature.
So back home in Illinois, my house is surrounded by woods, and when I was younger, I used to always spend a lot of just afternoons and summers just exploring the woods around my house and just walking through and seeing squirrels and birds and various little animals. Sometimes if I was lucky, I would see deer, and it was just lots of fun to just be in nature and to just have fun outside, I guess. And definitely that love of nature has stuck with me to now.
Some of us may still have this same appreciation and love for nature today, but unfortunately, this is not a reality for the majority of the world. For a lot of us, the fast-paced nature of the 21st century has consumed us completely. As a result, the modern-day human race has failed to maintain the sacred relationship with the earth that we were always meant to have. Instead, the relationship has morphed into one of a more parasitic nature. Today's focus on industrialization and consumerism has completely depleted Earth's natural resources and has consequently disrupted the harmony of the natural world. Now, we have on our hands a devastating environmental crisis that is only getting worse every day. For example, as of 2024, average global temperatures are continuing to soar, primarily due to the excessive burning of fossil fuels. Our world is 0.13 degrees Celsius hotter than it was less than a decade ago. At the same time, wildfires in the US have gotten exceedingly worse during the summer months. California and Hawaii, in particular, had some devastating fires last year that together resulted in the loss of millions of acres of land. Global warming has also resulted in the mass melting of ice caps in Antarctica, Greenland, and the Arctic. Antarctica, for example, has lost more than 7.5 trillion tons of ice since 1997. Greenland loses an average of 1 million tons of ice per minute. Because of all of this, sea levels are rising at a rate so fast that by the end of the century, our oceans will be up by 0.7 meters. Loss of biodiversity is yet another pressing issue the natural world is facing today. A number of habitats, including grasslands, mangroves, and forests, have fallen victim to urbanization and a variety of harmful agricultural systems. As a result, more than 500 species of land animals will likely be extinct in less than 20 years, something which would have taken thousands of years to occur if it were not for humanity's devastating effects on the environment. Because of this enormous impact that humans have had on the environment, scientists are saying we are currently in a new epoch in Earth's history. They are calling it the Anthropocene. While this term does sound intimidating, all it means is that the human race has advanced to a point where we have an undeniable influence on the geology and ecology of our planet. Although in recent years this impact has been a negative one, that does not mean that newer generations cannot turn it around. One way we can start making a difference is by adopting certain practices in our lives that help protect our planet.
One of the ways that you can help the environment is through beach cleanups. When I founded the Community Outreach Club in high school, our big part of our mission was the environment, and we did beach cleanups like every weekend through COVID, and it was a really great way to help the world when the world was not doing great. And I think to this day, you can always help by cleaning up around parks and cleaning up around the natural life so that you can really preserve these environments.
One thing that I've done to help the environment is adopting a vegetarian lifestyle. The livestock industry produces a lot of carbon emissions as well as taking up a lot of water usage. And so being vegetarian helps reduce that by eating more sustainable foods. I've really enjoyed it, and I've been more creative with the way I've cooked food and stuff.
If you feel like adopting this kind of lifestyle seems unrealistic for you, that is okay. Thankfully, educational institutions and workplaces are now becoming suitable places to practice stewardship in simple but effective ways.
Something I do to help the environment is I use reusable water bottles. Hopkins is great for this because they provide many options and many opportunities to get these reusable water bottles at almost all of their events.
Hopkins has made it really easy to dispose of trash with all the different options, such as compost, incinerate, and just regular recycling. This is great so that trash doesn't end up in places like these.
Lastly, making a positive impact on our environment can even be done with something as simple as planting one tiny seed.
So one easy way to do your part in helping the environment is planting native species. So right here I have seeds for Maryland wildflowers, and we're in the forest, and I'm gonna plant some of them.
As my friends and I are showing in these clips, it can be so simple to practice stewardship in our world today. Taking notes from Native American cultural and spiritual beliefs, we should honor our lands and seas the way we were always meant to. As organisms on this earth, we are called to live in harmony with the rest of creation. And with that, I would like to leave you with 3 things. Number 1, we must make a difference. As the future of the human race, the fate of the earth lies in our hands. It is our responsibility to rekindle mankind's relationship with nature and restore the earth to its original health and beauty. Number 2, we can make a difference. Whether it comes in the form of a big lifestyle change like going vegetarian, or a small and simple action like planting seeds in the forest, we have the knowledge and the power to make decisions in our lives that contribute to the betterment of the environment. And lastly, number 3, we will make a difference, and it starts with people like you and me. So let us not wait any longer and answer our call to stewardship right now.